When it comes to building wealth while also living and enjoying your life, there are a lot of moving parts. So today we wanted to take a step back and just give you a simple 3-part framework for building wealth.
Hi, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Tasha with One Big Happy Life, and we help you find balance, build wealth, and live happy. Everything that you need to create the life that you want.
Before we get into the wealth building framework, I just wanted to invite you to our brand new money masterclass, From Surviving to Thriving, how to build a 7-figure nest egg while loving your life along the way. To reserve your spot for this free class, head on over to onebighappylife.com/money-plan.
And we'll be dropping a whole bunch of financial knowledge around building wealth. But one of the things that we're going to be covering in particular is how to stop the financial feast and famine cycle, break it once and for all, so that you can start building wealth and stop stressing about money. So be sure to grab your spot over at onebighappylife.com/money plan, because these free live classes, we only offer them a couple times a year, and this one's brand new, so you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, we really hope to see you there. The idea of building wealth can be a little overwhelming and complicated, so we wanted to give you a really simple framework to break it down so you understand what it actually means when you say, I'm going to build some wealth. So first, wealth building involves taking money that you have and investing or purchasing other assets to produce income. That's the whole goal, that you want to get these assets to where they are giving you money where you're not having to do anything.
Yeah, so just being really specific about the fact that it basically takes money or time to acquire assets. Like, for example, a business could be an asset that produces income for you, and you can create your own business by investing time into that business, which is exactly what we did, time and money, actually. But the important thing to remember is that the thing needs to produce money. So one of the things that we see people do a lot is they focus on debt payoff as a way to build wealth. Debt payoff does not build wealth. Debt payoff pays off debt and reduces your expenses, but that doesn't actually get you closer in and of itself to building wealth. Even if you're completely done paying off your debt, you still haven't started building wealth yet. So, and another thing, people will pay off their mortgage and they'll look at the value of the house and say, oh, well, I have all of this wealth in my house. Well, a house is not an income producing asset. So just understanding that the part 1 of building wealth is to create income producing assets, that kind of gets you on the path to doing the things that are aimed at accomplishing that.
Yeah, and you still have a whole bunch of options for how you can make these investments and what kind of assets you can acquire. Like Tasha said, it could be business, you could invest in stocks, you could invest in bonds. There are lots of different ways of going about this. Sometimes the assets will give you a little bit of money over time. Sometimes you buy it and it grows over time. And so there's just lots and lots of ways, but be cautious that what you're investing in or saying you're investing in is actually an income producing asset or something that will get you more money over time.
So the second part is that you've got to grow those assets so that their income, the income that they produce, will be able to cover your ideal lifestyle. And so what do we mean by that? So growing your assets, that means that it's not just enough to acquire one asset or, some one asset that isn't actually large enough to support you, right? And then the second part of that is your ideal lifestyle. So what a lot of people do is they think, well, I can't spend any money. I need to just save and save and save and save and save and save and save. But it's like, no, the purpose of acquiring the assets is to create enough income to support your lifestyle. So you have a target number. You should have a target number that you want to hit to say, well, the lifestyle that I want to live, it costs this amount, which means I need to have this much in assets so that I can have the income to live that lifestyle.
Yeah, and as Tasha was saying, it's all about the lifestyle. Like, that's the thing that really matters. And so your number is going to be determined after you figure out what you want that lifestyle to look like. So the number isn't as important as you figuring out the lifestyle that you want to be living. And then you figure out, okay, well, I know I need this much money. And so then you backtrack to, well, how much do I need to be saving and investing to reach that number? And so the ideal kind of assets that you're investing in will grow over time. So you're not having to just purchase new things with the money that you're saving each month from your income, but that those investments themselves will compound and grow, and the income that comes from them, you can reinvest it and it just grows and compounds over time. That is the ideal scenario of how you get a lot of wealth over time without investing nearly as much money.
And I'm going to talk about something just briefly that you don't hear. It's a different perspective than what you will typically hear in personal finance. And it's this concept of the cost of your ideal lifestyle. So it is possible that the cost of your ideal lifestyle will include mortgage payments and car payments. That is just, you can decide that is part of your budget, that your ideal lifestyle includes, to use us as an example, a $3,000 mortgage that's part of your living expenses, and a $400 car payment that is part of your transportation expenses. And you want to make sure that you have enough assets to cover those debts for forever. That is an okay choice to make. Because all it means is you're just looking at, okay, well, so what would I need to do? What size assets would I need to acquire in order to maintain my current lifestyle exactly the way it is? So no, you do not have to be debt-free in order to reach financial independence, to build wealth, or to make sound financial decisions. A sound financial decision could include choosing to just ride out low interest debt until the end of its loan term and just amass wealth to cover and service that debt.
That is a really excellent point, because at the end of the day, it's all just math. And so it doesn't matter what's behind those numbers if you meet those expenses or don't. So they can be anything.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's great to remember that. The last part of the framework is making sure that you're accomplishing number one, which is acquiring those income producing assets, and number two, which is growing those income producing assets at the same time that you are enjoying your life along the way. Because life is that journey from point A to point B where you reach the ultimate goal of having enough money to support the lifestyle you want.
Or like I like to say, a little simpler than Joseph just said, is that life is the thing that happens between your goals. So as you're looking to build wealth, grow those assets, and hit that point where you're now at your ideal income from your assets, your life happened all along the way. So enjoy the journey.
Are you sure I shouldn't go into calculating the area underneath the curve so they know exactly maximizing their utility and happiness? No,
so that's
okay.
what happens when you have a finance/econ/accounting major. I was also an econ major, so we nerd out on this stuff in private. But so, yeah.
Yeah. And so while we're discussing building wealth and figuring out your ideal life, we constantly think about how we want to balance our investing goals and savings goals with how we're living our life now. And it is an ongoing conversation every time we're working our new annual money plan. We are always doing it.
Yeah, the how matters. It's not just the what. The what might be that you want to have a nest egg that is millions. Okay, for most people, it's going to be millions of dollars, but you might push it all the way up to, like us, say 10 million. Well, that end goal, it's not at any cost and sacrificing everything. It's got to be in a way that is sustainable, where we enjoy the journey, we enjoy our lives along the way. And so, we talked about this in the video that we just released about the why of building wealth. And so the how is important. And so for us, we will always recommend that when you are thinking about building wealth, you have to necessarily include, well, what does this mean for my day-to-day life? Am I still happy in the life that I'm living? And don't fall into that pitfall, this idea that the end justifies the means, where, I'll just work for a job that I hate for 10 years so that I can retire early. You don't need to spend 10 years of your life doing that, right? Look for ways to achieve your wealth goals in a way that makes you happy and is in alignment with your vision for your life.
Yeah, we guarantee just being open to those kinds of options, you can find them, you can work your life strategy to make sure that you're accomplishing your wealth building goals and still enjoying your life.
And if you don't know anyone that's doing it in your personal life, that's fine. Look at us. We have, over the course of this channel, we've changed jobs. I've changed jobs twice, right? Because I left my original job and then I was working as a banking and finance attorney, a regulatory attorney for the CFPB. I left the CFPB. Now I run my own business. Joseph has changed jobs twice, right?
No, just once.
Just once? Once. And we're getting ready to move. So we're doing it. And we've been building wealth all along the way.
Yeah. And I mean, you can be a leader in your friend group and, and start
Send
the
them this video.
conversation. Yeah, exactly. Now that you know the simple 3-part framework for building wealth, we want you to learn how to apply this to your own life. So join us for the free money class next week by signing up at onebighappylife.com/money plan, where you can learn how to build wealth and enjoy your life along the way.
And in the meantime, let us know what questions you have about the framework. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.